Hey, what's going on everyone? xbiggchrisx here, and today we're going to be looking at yet another weapon making a return from Battlefield 3, the M40A5. Now before we begin, I'd like to say that I'm doing a new type of weapon breakdown today and from now on. We're introducing a little more stats while trying to keep it still simple. The M40 is my most favorite recon weapon and maybe my most favorite weapon of all time from Battlefield 3. The M40 has a mag size of 11 and it takes 4 seconds to reload it empty. It also has a fire rate of 60 rounds per minute, a muzzle velocity of 480 milliseconds, and will take no more than one bullet from the chest up at 12.5 meters away to kill your enemy. Now let's jump straight into this with optics. There is a whopping 20 different optics for the M40, 5 long range, 6 medium range, and 9 close range. Now with so many choices for optics, choosing is quite difficult, especially considering there really isn't a wrong choice if you believe aggressive recon is a real term in an actual style of play. Now that's a totally different video series within itself, so we'll skip that for now. Now for the meantime, we will play your role as most people refer to as a camper. Ours will be a little bit more mobile, of course. So for optics, we'll be equipping the CL6X long range scope. Now while it's not going to give you the best distance out of the gate, it's going to allow you to try and take out enemies within a 10 to 65 meter range quite easily. Another choice would be the 8X scope, which is the standard for Battlefield 3. Now while it's a small increase of zoom, it can also be used if you're willing to give a little more practice in getting used to it. Now moving on to the accessories, the M40 has 6 accessories, not including the duplicate laser sights. While I do not see the standard flashlight being useful, I can see the tactical light being paired with a close or medium range sight to hinder your enemy's accuracy or even blind those with the IRNV or the FLIR sight, due to the fact that the tactical light only comes on as you're aiming down the sights. For our setup, we will be throwing on the variable zoom. This will take you an extra second to switch between the 6 and 14X, but in the case that you come behind a group of enemies within 100 meter plus distance, it can be very useful. Most people have said the rangefinder is a great and useful accessory, but in my opinion it would be a wasted slot. The only time I would ever be using the rangefinder is if I was using the hunter or ballistic long range scope. Now barrel has always been a slight bit confusing. You have 6 choices in this category, with 4 of them being suppressors, a flash hider, and muzzle brake. Now while the suppressors and flash hider is kind of self-explanatory, the muzzle brake is a slight bit confusing. It says the muzzle brake improves stability by reducing the muzzle climb by 25%, but adds a 30% penalty to the accuracy of automatic fire. Since it's a bolt action sniper rifle, there is really no automatic fire, so it's something I never worried about. But now if you look at these 2 clips, you can see me shooting the M40 with the muzzle brake on and off. Now I don't see much of a difference. I assume this attachment would keep your sights on the target more, but once again I noticed no difference. It also brings the question, did DICE intend it to affect the weapon, or did they just throw it in there? Regardless, it is what I'm equipping for a barrel. The suppressor is good to use if you're going for a slightly mobile stealth approach. Now, something that is unique to sniper rifles is auxiliary. While there is 2 things you can actually equip, 99% of the time, the straight pull is what most others and I use to have a faster follow-up shot on an enemy I'm trying to take out, without the need of having to zoom out of my scope. So yeah, that's pretty much our setup, our weapon breakdown for this week. I'm trying to pump these out as quick as possible, but due to, like the editing and all that stuff, it takes a little bit. So maybe, bi-weekly the episodes will come. If I can get them done sooner, I will. But usually, I try to have some good gameplay, all that good stuff with it, and I added a little bit more, so I hope you guys did enjoy that. Now guys, that about sums up this episode of Weapon Breakdown. If you guys enjoyed, please like the video, and if you really enjoyed, subscribe. As always, let me know down below what you thought of the video, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks again for watching.